Hello, everyone. I'm going to discuss about 15-Minute Hamlet by Tom Stoppard. Now, the central idea of 15-Minute Hamlet by Tom Stoppard is that it is a postmodern play. Now, Tom Stoppard's, purpose to write or to deliver it in 15 minutes was definitely comic, and also, you know, to give it a postmodern treatment. And Tom Stoppard, as a playwright, he believed in absurdity, existential crisis in the postmodern world. So, to discuss further, I will share my screen with you. Yeah. So, first of all, Tom Stoppard's 15-minute Hamlet certainly gives us an overview of Hamlet by William Shakespeare. It is William Shakespeare's one of the longest plays, and Tom Stoppard rendering it in 15 minutes is certainly making it a comic abridgment. So, yeah, now what does it convey? It conveys that, you know, Tom Stoppard is taking Hamlet not so seriously, but notifying the audiences about the absurdity, about the absurdity of Hamlet. Now, certain critics of Shakespeare regarded that Hamlet's there are certain flaws in the play Hamlet, and the main flaw is that Hamlet takes too much time in deciding whether to kill, whether to avenge his father's death or not, to kill his uncle or not. So, this kind of dilemma is also a sign of, you know, some mental anxiety, indecisiveness, procrastination, and we all procrastinate. But, Tom Stoppard showing that the event sequence in Hamlet, can be rendered, can be understood in 15 minutes. In fact, it can be understood less than that. Okay. Now, he has taken 15 minutes to associate the characters with the major events. Okay. And also, he has um, represented the characters through uh, important dialogues. Okay. So, we get to see that there is distancing of Tom Stoppard from negative capability. Now, this I told you in the class that John Keats gives this idea of negative capability, that the authors or the writers or the creators of an artwork should not be representing their personalities. But I think this argument has many loopholes because Shakespeare himself represented his personality, and Tom Stoppard is presenting, or you know keeping William Shakespeare in his 15-minute Hamlet play to distance away from his authorship of 15-minute Hamlet. He is showing that this is Hamlet, this is not Tom Stoppard's Hamlet, but William Shakespeare's Hamlet. But again, Tom Stoppard is not representing his personality, but in a way we get to see his personality because it is a postmodern play. Okay, we get to see his beliefs, his ideas, because it is a postmodern rendition. Okay, so there are many loopholes to this theory of negative capability, but this issue can be discussed ahead or further through a research paper or perhaps something deep, serious. And Tom Stoppard, you know, he has a play within a play, and this is not happening in a linear way, but in a parallel way. Because in his plays, there are audiences as actors who are watching the 15-minute Hamlet. Okay. So when you are reading the text, you will note that there is a lady among the audience who is saying that, you know, please start the play. Okay, who is beseeching that start the play. And then William Shakespeare is saying that cats will meow and the dog will have his day. Okay, so there is a separate audience in 15-minute Hamlet as actors. Okay, so that's why it is not linear. It is parallel. It is quite say it is not progressing in a linear way, but it has a multimodal way or multimodal narrative. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of 15 minutes Hamlet. Okay, he has omitted many soliloquies by Hamlet, and the most famous Hamlet soliloquy, complete soliloquy, he has omitted, to be or not to be, which is quite lengthy, but he has added this one important line, to be or not to be, that is the question. Then, frailty is thy name, woman. So, certain important dialogues are there, but not in totality. Okay, so yes, Shakespeare's longest play comes to only, it becomes only shortest. Okay, one of the shortest by Tom Stoppard. Then death is not sympathized by Tom Stoppard, which means that in this postmodern world, which is rigged by plague, famine, wars, health crisis, all sorts of social threats. Okay, and also biological threats, all sorts of threats. In such a world, death is not a shocker. Death is rather bizarre, and we find that in 15 minutes so many things keep happening in his narrative Hamlet. Okay, and all these death sequences start appearing bizarre, and it is actually adding to the comic or grotesque element. Fine. So the entire dramatis personae played by a mere six actors, a postmodernist approach by Stoppard. So dramatis personae means narrative. So entire narrative is only played by six main characters. Okay. So if a question is asked that how can you read or how can you position 15-minute Hamlet as a postmodern play, these are certain issues that you can talk about. I have talked about all these detail in class, so I will again give you a briefing about it. So rejection of conventional forms. Tom Stoppard doesn't render the play in a conventional manner, rather adopts a very brief and concise manner. Presence of intertextuality. So he has influence of Shakespeare, and he also includes dialogues from different characters of Hamlet and puts them into William Shakespeare's mouth. So there is a lot of you know threads of texts that are present in Hamlet. Okay, then temporal distortion is there, so it is speeding up. We see that Hamlet is moving fast forward, so this has given its minimalism, not maximalism. Either postmodern plays are postmodern postmodern texts are either mm, you know deal with maximalism or minimalism. Out here we get to see minimalism, and it can be reduced to one single context. It can be read in its totality. That is called irreducibility of a given text. Irreducibility doesn't mean that it can't be reduced, but Hamlet can be reduced into 15 minutes. This is what irreducibility of Hamlet. You can reduce it further. You can write Hamlet in just 5 minutes, for a length of 2 pages. Okay, so there are intertextuality elements like parody, pastiche, quotation, allusion, and translation. So after Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, which are characters in Hamlet, Tom Stoppard thought of writing 15-minute Hamlet, which was also a successful play. Okay, so the 15-minute Hamlet by Tom Stoppard has been revised again and again, and again, many theater groups, troops in India and abroad, they have performed this play. Okay, so that is all from my side. Hope this lecture has helped.